Hello and welcome everyone to today's workshop on master's applications in Europe. Just an outline very quickly. I will give an overview of, I'll just introduce Project EduAccess and the panelists to you. I'll hand it over to Kunal, who's going to give you an overview and talk to you about applying for a master's in France. Then we will hand it over to Seehan, who'll give you an overview of applying for a master's in Italy. And then we'll hand it over to Adil, who'll tell you about applying for a master's in Hungary and give you an overview of a scholarship called Stipendium Hungarium scholarship, which is provided to do your graduate studies in Hungary. Then we point you to some resources that might help you if you're thinking of applying to different countries in Europe, and then we move to a Q&A. So very quickly, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Project EduAccess is an initiative that aims to address and make accessible opportunities to higher education leadership and to higher education, leadership, and professional opportunities. We do realize that access to all of these is systematically denied to students from marginalized communities, and we try to address them through different initiatives. We run a mentorship program. We run online and in-person capacity building workshops. We engage in advocacy with different organizations. And very quickly, I will introduce you to your panelists. We have three really amazing people who've joined us on a Sunday, early morning, afternoon, depending on where the three panelists are. We have with us Kunal, who is currently doing a PhD in economics, but did an MPhil, a master's in economics as well from Sciences Po in France and received the France Excellent Eiffel Scholarship. And for those of you who are new to us, we've already done a workshop on this scholarship. I'll link the recording of the scholarship so you can have a look at it later. Then we have Mohammad Seehan, who completed his MSc in Management of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, University of Milan. And we have Sheikh Mohammad Adil, did who is currently pursuing his MBA in General Management from University of Miskolc in Hungary and has received the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship. I will now hand it over to Kunal to take it from here.
Thank you, Ms. and thank you so much for everyone who joined in on a Sunday. And for those who are celebrating, happy Diwali, hope you have a good time. So yeah, for the overview, in general, courses are very much diverse all across Europe, everywhere else. And compared to the UK and the USA, the tuition fees are actually much cheaper, and the tuition that you pay is kind of similar based on where you are at. Your living expenses are slightly lower, or at least as equal to as your tuition fees. So depending on the funding opportunities that we'll eventually talk about, you'll have a lot of cost saving opportunities if you study in Europe, depending on where you go. And again, for Indians or South Asians, especially for France, there are a lot of opportunities for you to stay back and look for jobs and also have a residence permit, a valid residence permit for at least a year, able to another year for you to look for job opportunities and even go higher up. Next slide, please. So for France, the master's, the schedule usually begins around August and September. That's when the semester begins. And then you have a 2-semester a year system, similar to everyone else, just that the starting period is September. But for people who need a visa to come to France, of course, the cycle for admissions begins October and November, around that time. Depends on the scholarships that you'd like to apply to. So the thing with South Asians applying to masters in France, the two benchmark scholarships to apply to are one, the Eiffel Excellence, and then there's the Charpak, and there are a lot of others too, but these two are the most sought after. And the thing with these scholarships is that there are separate deadlines based on how you would like to apply and be considered for these scholarships. So, for example, if I want to apply to Sciences Po in the October intake, in the October deadline, then I will be considered for the internal funding given by the university by itself and the Eiffel scholarship. But if I miss the October deadline and I apply in November, then I will miss out on being shortlisted for the Eiffel. So you need to check these conditions, these different deadlines, depending on the university that you apply to, STEM, humanities, or otherwise. So check these universities and the deadlines that they have, because in many cases they usually send your file to the French ministry to be considered for a scholarship. So do check that. In terms of language requirements, if you asked going to come here to study in French, so for that, you'll need to check the syllabus. So if you want to study in French here, then yes, you need French proficiency. For that, I will recommend Alliance Française. They have a lot of centers all across India, so you can check them. But especially for my course, econ is taught in English, so I did not need to show proficiency in French. Although they would like you to send an English exam, a TOEFL, for example, but that's again optional if, at least for Sciences Po, if you have finished your previous undergraduate degree in English for at least 6 months. So, I mean, you just need an undertaking from your undergraduate university. And at the same time, you may also appear for a GRE or a GMAT. Depends on the course that you want to apply to. For Sciences Po, a lot of these courses are quite optional, but they add a competitive advantage for you to be considered for admissions and for the scholarship at the same time. So if you have the time to submit your application and also do the GRE, then you're most welcome to do so. And again, check with Campus France. And Campus France has a lot of offices in Alliance Française. So for funding opportunities and to get a guide on the kind of courses you would like to be admitted for, then do check Campus France and the presence of Campus France in India. Thank you. I'll hand it over. Oh yeah, sorry, I had some. Yeah, yes. Sorry, Ms. Paul. Yeah, so for it's a general document list for applications. I mean, it's the same everywhere. You need your undergraduate transcripts. They need not be official. Unofficial transcripts, which are stamped by the university, are fine. So for those of you who might be in Delhi University, you receive a statement of marks at the end of every semester, and that statement accumulates on every semester as well. So you can add that. That's not a problem. You don't need another letter or another document. Test results, IELTS, GRE depends on the course, but it is often optional. So if you don't have the time, that's fine. But if you do, then great. And motivation letters, statement of purpose. I've also covered this in the Eiffel Scholarship workshop. So Misbah will redirect you to that link as well, so you can also check it over there. Motivation letters, I will suggest that you keep it separate from the motivation letter that you need for your scholarships. Those are two separate documents. And again, you'll have an application form, of course, and a valid passport. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Next slide. So this one is a screenshot of the master's brochure or the master's program website for Sciences Po. For those who are interested and in Sciences Po, then you need to understand that, especially for econ, you need to understand if you want to do a research degree or if you want to do a policy degree. So these are two separate things, because just for economics, there are multiple courses that you can try out, right? And at the same time, for a lot of these courses, there is not a strict cutoff set by the admissions committee for your undergraduates. But of course, you need to aim for 7, 8, and up. And if you don't have that bit of a grade point average, then of course you can supplement it with your work X. Next slide. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. So you need academic performance, and of course, all of these, the 4 bullet points that you see: academic performance, motivations, personal background, and etc. Those items are already present in your admissions essay for the motivation essay. So it's great that you should look at this website and read through things so that you can understand what exactly to write and how exactly would you be tailoring your admissions letter, right? And based on what you want to do later on, you need to figure out if you want to apply to, say, the research school or the Paris School of International Affairs or International Development. So, of course, read through all of them. And also at Sciences Po, there is there are a lot of dual degree courses. So you do 1 year, say for example, at Sciences Po, and another year at LSE, or another year at Columbia. So these options are always available for you to network and to, well, go to different universities at the same time, get some work ex there. So those dual degree programs do ask for GREs and your English requirements. So those are more competitive. So it'll be great for you to look at it on your own. I think that's it for me. And yeah, for the masters in econ, one is a research degree that I did, and another is a policy degree oriented at specific subjects. So one is economic policy, the other is international development, and within these courses there are multiple, they say, concentrations or the electives that you take up, or specializations. So again, it depends on the kind of career paths you want to enter in. If you want to enter into multilateral institutions, private sector, then I think policy oriented courses are much better. If you want to enter into academia, then the research school is the best, is one of the best in Europe. And even within the research school, you can enter the private sector, but again, it depends on how you are trained and how do you receive those quantitative trainings. And depending on that, you will, most of them actually enter academia. So you need to make that decision before even applying. So yeah, do take a look. I think I'm done. Yeah, I'll hand it over to Seehan. Thank you.
Thank you, Kunal, for the wonderful presentation on the France. Myself, Mohammad Seehan, Pengatkundil. I completed my master's from Italy, and it was a combined course. So my major part of my master's was from Italy, but I did also a Erasmus exchange, so 6 months in Poland. So my studies basically from Italy and Poland. After that, I just worked in Germany and back in India right now. So coming to the studies in Italy, for last 5 years, Italian studies has been so relevant for the marginalized communities in India because of the main, there are two main reasons. Because there is a very attractive scholarship which the Italian government is providing, and also all the universities are providing. And also the reputation of the universities. There are 500 plus universities which provide numerous programs which are in English taught. Not comparing to other European countries, the cost of living in Italy is also comparatively lesser. So these are the three main attractions for the masters, and even for a few Indian students I have coming these years. I have seen people coming for bachelors as well. So Italy is a good country if you are looking for a research or an academy, especially in science, and also in medical science, engineering, and management. So these there are specialized universities for each branch. When I talked about the application process in Italy, there is mainly one application time, which is in the September intake, which is a winter semester, but also few universities which are especially in engineering, they also provide the intake on summer. But when it compare the percentage, the 70% of the applications are going in for the winter intake, but just only 30% is going for the summer intake. So we always prefer for the winter intake to be applied, and applications start from October or November, and few universities even start from the March of the same year of same year of the classes starting. So mainly universities which are focused on engineering, they start very early. So if, for example, the very most important university in Italy is Polimi, which already applications has been started in October. And if you're looking to some courses which are in medical science and management, they often start late on February and March. And as I mentioned, the scholarships are numerous. Almost 80% of people who come going from the Asian countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Vietnam, Indonesia, all the people are traveling with this scholarship. Either DSU, which is provided by the Italian government, or a meritorious scholarship from the university. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the application documents are very common. Before applying, what you have to see is which are the good courses, which is good for me. So what we can, the very good source for the search is University Italy. University Italy is an Italian government website where the government is promoting the abroad, the international students to come to Italy. So all the universities will be listed in this University Italy, and you can find suitable course which is similar to your previous degree. So from there, you can see the deadlines, the university, and also all the other details what you needed. From there, maybe you can also direct to the website of the university which you are interested in. So the application process already documents which Kunal have already shared, which are very generic. Passport application form with photo, then motivation letter or statement of purpose, then letter of recommendation is very important in Italy. And few courses, especially in management, they prefer IELTS or TOEFL, but also medium of instruction from the authority of your university, which you have completed your previous studies, is also acceptable. So like when it comes to engineering and science, have seen universities accepting the medium of instruction, but in management, mostly they prefer IELTS. And the transcript, which even if it's unofficial, and this also being accepted. Next slide, please. And in the beginning itself, I have mentioned the main attraction of the Italian masters is the scholarship. Scholarship are mainly two: DSU, which is provided by the Italian government, and meritorious scholarship, which is provided by all the universities in Italy for the internationals. This will include zero tuition fee and accommodation benefits, and a few basic statement for your other expenses. These both scholarship are you can apply after you get the admission in the university through the university portal. And also there are other university scholarships for the masters. Depends on the universities. Next slide, please. So if you're looking to a specific applications procedure, management of innovation and entrepreneurship, which is my course, which I have done, they always ask for transcripts, which is being attested. Also, they always need 160 credits of your studies. If you have no 160 credits in your bachelor's, it's better to go for a short-term course which is recognized by any international authority. But this is just for my specific course, but some courses, all the courses are not like that, but general 3-year degree is being accepted in Italian universities. Then a CV, TOEFL or IELTS or the English language certificate. Yeah, these are the documents, and the application fee varies from 20 euro till 60 euro, depends on the university. So for my university, when I was applying, it was 40 euro. There are few universities which also having an application fee of just 20 euro. So you can, I always prefer request the students who are applying and compare the universities which you are shortlisted, which you would like to the courses are which are interesting based on the ranking. You have to go for QS ranking. QS ranking is a very reputed ranking where you can refer the quality of the university. And always in Italy there are universities which are in very remote locations. This will make little hard for you for the social interactions and some events. So always search for universities which are based in cities or nearby cities. For example, I studied in Milan, which is one of the biggest city in Italy, and there is more than 10 universities inside the city. But also there are better universities than the urban universities outside Milan. So just going 30 minutes from Milan, you will get better university. So you don't necessarily looking to the Milan universities, but also you can go for the radius of maybe 30 or 40 kilometers, and you can find good universities. Next slide, please. And this is another example of a master's in Eastern Asia. This in University of Pisa, which is located very near to Pisa Tower, which is beautifully located. You can see the Pisa Tower from the university classes, and very nice. And from in this, if you look to a university website, you will get all the details. What are the requirements? What is the master's degree is specialized in, whether it's academic or it's practical, or how many credits do you need. Yeah, can you please go for the next slide? Yes, and also more information about what are the documents you needed, and how is the application deadlines. Those things you can see from the almost the bottom of the same page. And every university which are promoting the international studies, they will also have the booklet or leaflet in English. And often when we search for the universities, it's always better to keep the translator, Google Translator. If you have the that option, then you never have a limitation of researching. Next, I think it's almost yes. So yeah, this is the portal. This is an example where you can apply your masters. So before applying, you need a sign-in ID and password. You have to sign up first for each university, and maybe you can use a single mail ID and use for several universities. So apply for that. Then your application, if it's accepted, then there is also another procedure which is unique in the Italy. You have to go for a University Italy website, and you have to do a pre-enrollment. So usually it's enrollment in universities, but we have a pre-enrollment procedure which you have to do before your visa application. So these are the things you have to take care of when you are applying for Italian masters. And next slide. Yes, so I'm done, and now I'm handing over to Adil. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Seehan, for your wonderful presentation about studying Italy. Now, myself, Sheikh Mohammad Adil, Salam. I am pursuing master's degree in business administration, and my specialization is general management, and I am Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship holder. I got this scholarship in year 2021, and this is my last semester. I am about to complete. So I will tell you about the what are the opportunities for the master's degree in Hungary. So as you can see in the slide, so first I'll talk generally about the master's degree. So if you are targeting the Hungary, so it is one of the uh, cheapest option across the Europe, because like here education is not that much even like living cost is too much cheaper as compared to the other country. And if for the master's degree, so this program is basically what I'm right now pursuing, that is Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship, which was started in year 2013. And since from that time till now, this scholarship every year, application process is going to be starts from 15th November and till 15th January. So it's almost, you have like 2 months to complete the application process. So for the master's degree, you need to in this program you can choose like two university, which from like in which university you want to apply. You need to look over, like I am pursuing economics, so it's MBA if you want to apply for MBA. So in case of MBA, yeah, like there are the essential requirements which you need to fulfill for the MBA. Like they ask for the experience, like you have a working experience minimum for 2 years if you want to apply for MBA. And then the list of the documents which already mentioned before by Seehan and the other Kunal. So the similar document you need. And in the case of the language requirement, so in language requirement, just you need the transcript, not the transcript, sorry. You need the English proficiency certificate. If you have the IELTS and TOEFL, then it's okay. Otherwise, if you have just English proficiency certificate, then it will work if you are applying through the Stipendium scholarship. And for the selecting the university, you can just look over the university. There are in Hungary, in every city there is one university. Like I am studying in Miskolc, so there is University of Miskolc. They have a like different kind of programs, engineering programs, management programs. So some university also offers bachelor's degree program. So in Hungary, you do not need to you do not required any Hungarian language requirement. So only that only you have if English proficiency certificate. So it's okay. You can apply through this. And the website, um, here you can see like the when you will write the master's degree in Hungary. So can you please move the next? Yeah, so these are the applications document which already mentioned, like you need to have a passport, and then you need to fill the application form, motivation letter, and you need to just write the updated motivational letter in which you need to mention about why you want to study in Hungary, and what are the what will be the focus. So it's like that not much difficult. You can write in the simple way, and then you can just you need to update it. And the main thing which you need to focus, that your academic curriculum, that should be good. Like in graduation, if you are applying for the master's degree program, at least it should be more than 80% marks, because academic records and your conference and your participations in seminars, so it also matters when you are applying for the stipendium scholarships. And if you have a IELTS, then it's also good for you. So these are the things which you are required to apply for the stipendium scholarship. Can you please move the next? Yeah, so this is the sum. Here you can see the overview of the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship. So this basically program here, not from India, even across the world, like lot of students are coming from a different country. In India, like for the master's degree program, give every year they are just giving only to 75 students, not more than 75 students. So in each program sometime they offer like 2 seats or 3 seats, it depending on the like university and the number of applicants. So and for the nomination process, it was purely done from the university grant commission in India. You need to fill the form, and after completion of the form, you need to send the hard copy to the uh, university grant commission, and then they will start the nomination process. And when they will complete the nomination process, then they will send your application to the university where you have applied. And from there, you will receive a call for the interview and the further entrance examination process. and when you will get qualified, then it goes continue till the completion of the admission process. So in this stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, so this is fully funded scholarship. In this you do not need to pay any tuition fee, so you are exemption from the payment of tuition fee, and the Hungarian government will provide you monthly stipend around 120 or 110 euros in between. And for the living expense, they will also provide around 100 euros. Or if you are living like in the different city, not in the main capital of the Hungary, in Budapest, the capital city, if you are living here, so it's difficult to find here the dormitory place. So like mostly the universities are in the different city, like I'm in Miskolc, so there you can they will provide you a free dormitory place. And if you do not want to live in the dormitory place, they have an option that they will pay you the 100 euros so you can live outside. And they will also provide you a health insurance, that what we called here Thai card, for the 2 years. So this is fully funded program, and in which even your tuition fee will be covered, which is almost like, if you will see, so minimum the tuition fee for each program is like per semester is more than 3,000 euros, like 3,500 euros. In some university they have like 4,000 euros, 4,500 euros, and for the medical they have much more. So in, like, there are the universities if you are targeting for the MBA, and so there are like two universities which are very good. One, first priority I'll give to the Corvinus University, and the second is the Miskolc University. For the Corvinus, you need to have a 3-year degree, 3-year working experience, and for the Miskolc University, you need to have a two 2-year working experience. Both universities are good if you are targeting for the MBA program, management program, and if you are targeting for the engineering program, for the material science and for the petroleum and for the mechanical, then Miskolc University is good, and for the computer science as well. And the same, like, there are many universities. There is Budapest Business School. You can also target the Budapest Business School if you are uh, targeting the bachelor's degree program. They have an English medium of instruction for the bachelor's degree program. In my university, Miskolc, there is just for the master's degree program, they have English medium of instruction. So this already which I have told. And for the application process, for the timeline, so it is a, it is just going to be start from 15th of November every year. And there is one more thing which I want to share with you, that every year, like from last 2 years, what I have seen, that the responsible government, like higher education commission, is the responsible for this stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. You cannot apply directly through, and you cannot done all the process directly. First you need to apply through the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, then you need to send the hard copy to the University Grant Commission. And for the same, University Grant Commission needs to release the uh, like application process, because if last year, from last 2 years, they always they release at the last moment. Like last year they release maybe 1 week, 5 days or 6 days before. So the best thing is that if you are looking, or if you want to apply for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, so you need to start the process when the application starts, and when it's finished, when you will finish it, so just you need to wait for the circular from the University Grant Commission. When they will release the circular, like they have invited the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, then you can send. Because at the last time it's quite difficult to manage all your documents and to submit and to complete all the process. So for the Stipendium scholarship, and the deadline is 15th January is the deadline, so you have almost, like, you have around like 2 months. And it every year it will start from 15th November, and it will end at 15th January is the last date. And if you are applying for the, and there is like only Stipendium is available only for the September intake, it's not available for the February intake. If you want to apply for the self finance, self self fees paying, then you can apply in the February intake as well, because here also have a 2 time opportunity, but for the scholarship only they have intake in September only. So this is the like structured application timeline. So 15th January is the last day to apply if you want to apply. Can you please move the next? Yeah, so these are the process, like the timeline when you will start the application process from. You have to start from the 15th November, and you have to complete till 15th January, and after that they will figure out that your application among the applicants, and they will release only the 75 candidates, and they will also release few uh, candidate which they always have to put on the waiting list, but from last 2 years they are not releasing the waiting list. So probably they will release only the 75 candidates who has been selected. So then they will forward to the your institution, where you have been selected, and then you will start the process. And after 15th March it will goes till the 15th April, like they will take a look, and the university will call you for the interview and for their entrance examination. Every university have their own entrance examination pattern. Some university they ask for the written exam and interview, and few university just ask for the only interview. So it depend on the institution where you are applying. And in the end of July you will get the like conditional acceptance from the university if you are getting selected for the program. And if they wants to offer you and you are in the merit list, they will give you the conditional acceptance letter. And after that, when you will once you will receive, you will start your immigration process. Like for the you will apply in the embassy for the visa. And then from the first week of September, not from the first week, from the second week, from 7th or 8th of September, every year they will start the um, classes for the new students. And until the 30th September is the last day to arrive in the Hungary. After that, like they will not accept you. They will always like make extension. In that case, you need to again join in the next semester. You cannot join in the same semester. If you want to join in the same semester, you need to be here till 30th of September 2024. Can you please move next? Yeah, so these are the links which you can see here for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarships. So here you can check out about the scholarships, and this is for the call for application for the master courses. So here you can click and you can go and check out like what are the process, and it is about to release. Because if you see, so today is 12, so from 15th it will start for every country. And then for the also they have a doctoral program. So for all the courses, Stipendium is available for the masters and for the PhD and for the bachelor's degree. And some also they have a short course like language course for 1 year program. We move the next. And these are the resources, like if you want to study in the Europe, because Europe is not too much small, like have different countries. If you are targeting the Netherlands, so you want to study in Holland, so you can find it on this website. Here it's mentioned. And if you want to study in the Sweden, so you can go through this link and you can find all the useful information from here. If you want to apply for PhD, masters, and if you are targeting the Norway, so you can also find the information for Norway as well through accessing this link. And for the France, you can go through this link. And for Germany, you know about the dad's scholarship, so you can go on this website and you can access through this. So these are the resources through which you can go through, and you can find the best opportunity for you, or you can target the university where you want to apply for. So this all about the, yeah. So if you have a question, so questions you can ask.
Amazing. That was extremely comprehensive. Thank you so much, Adil, Seehan, and Kunal, for the presentation and sort of going over what applications in different countries in Europe looks like. Um, um, we now move to question and answers. If you have a question, you can raise your hand and unmute and ask your question, or if you want, you can put your question in chat and one of us will be able to read it out. Um, if you aren't comfortable putting in the main chat, you can also send us a question on DM. You can send it to me or any one of the three speakers who are here with us. Sahad, go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much. And thank you for conducting the session in the middle of Diwali. Appreciate it a lot. I wanted to ask Kunal question about Seances 4. So I wanted to ask, I couldn't get it. Maybe there was a network lag in between. I couldn't get the part about scholarship. Did he say that, or did Kunal, you said that one needs to apply to the scholarship separately and then to the university, or one applies to the university and hence the new university nominates for the scholarship?
Okay. So for the Eiffel Scholarship, you will be nominated by Sciences Po. So for the Charpak and for the Eiffel, regardless of your application for the scholarship, you need an admissions letter. So you need to be accepted into a French university. Then your application files will be sent. So for the Eiffel, you are nominated by your French university, and your application is sent to the French ministry. The Charpak details are a bit different. For the Charpak, you would submit your documents after you receive an admissions letter to Campus France. So these two are two separate applications like this. And again, for internal scholarships, say for the INLACs or for the Tata Scholarship XYZ, you do need an admissions letter. And yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great.
Amazing. So there was a question about Italy. So Seehan, maybe you can answer this question. The question is, I want to apply for an MSc in Omnichannel Marketing and Consumer Analytics program in Polymy. Can I apply for the DSU scholarship? Seehan, maybe you'd be able to answer this.
Yes, if the course is 2-year scholarship, if the course is of 2 year, minimum of 2 year, then Indians are eligible for applying for the DSU scholarship. They usually look at the income of the person who is applying. So generally, if the student is if the parents of the student is a government employee, so often they have a scrutiny. Some students will get, otherwise if they are a private employee, then always there is a high chance of getting. So always just income certificate matters. So if your income certificate is very high paying, is showing a high income per year, then there is a chance you may not get for the first year, but second year definitely you will get, as you will be applying directly from Italy. So anybody who have who are applying for 2-year masters, it's applicable. I hope it's answered.
Yes, thank you, Seehan. Is it not applicable for 1 year's masters?
No. 2-year master is compulsory. 2-year course is compulsory for DSU scholarship.
Thanks. I have one question for Kunal as well. Kunal, I received a admission from Schema. It's in business field. I want to understand how the France actually works this in terms of scholarship. I do not qualify Eiffel or the Charpak scholarship due to the age. So what could be the possible other ways of saving money or
Yeah, I couldn't hear you properly. I think your voice is a bit cracked. Can you write in the chat and then I can answer it?
Yeah, sorry, Dhananjay, there's some, I don't know, like it's very muffled. It's
Yeah,
not clear.
Just write it in the chat and then I can take a look.
I think the Ranjit also had another question that maybe I can just ask Seehan. The question is that for the TSU scholarship, do you require a motivation letter or a cover letter, or is it just the already submitted documents as part of your university application that get considered?
Yeah, for the DSU documents, there is n number of documents. It's around 6 or 7 documents you needed. So once you are selected in a university, from the university portal itself, you will be able to upload the documents you needed. As I mentioned in the earlier question, the most important document is your income certificate, which have to be apostilled. Then your family document, which how many members you having. So there is a affidavit to be submitted from your side. Then the third and the second third important document is your university admission letter. Then others are like passport, photo, general documents you needed. So additional to your university application, you will needed this income certificate and your family members affidavit. These are the 2 documents you need. And maybe if you have a name difference from your certificate and your degree certificate and your passport, then you also needed a one and the same certificates. I think it's common in Kerala. It is very common, one and the same certificate, which mentioning the person in passport and the person in degree is same. Maybe it may vary, depends on state to state. So these are the general documents you need to add on in the application for DSU.
Dhananjay, do you want to put your question in chat, or if you feel like you're able to? Oh, okay. Question is here.
Yeah, let me just read it. Okay.
Perfect.
So I received an admission from Schema Business School, Spring Intake. I did not qualify for the Eiffel. At the end of the scholarships, now cruise can be availed. Okay. So Spring Intake, yeah, Eiffel and Charpak, I believe the deadlines have passed. I'm not sure of any French government scholarships that you would be eligible for. Perhaps you can try checking the Erasmus website in case they have any grants like this, but I'm not sure. You can try out Indian scholarships. You can, I don't know if you still meet the deadline for the INLACs. So check that. Check the Tata Foundation. They offer an interest-free loan. I have to check exactly who. So yeah, it's a little hard because the deadlines have passed, sadly. Cruise, you should perhaps write to your administrator for the business school and perhaps ask them for any contacts within the cruise that you can send your application in or maybe expedite it. Usually cruise applications open around June, but if you can route your urgent need with your administrator in the business school, then perhaps cruise can provide you with a partnership so that you can avail a house pretty quick. So check with them. And for these type of questions, especially for cruise and housing, then ask your administrator. I think, yeah, that's it.
Great. I don't see any other question in chat. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question or perhaps want to get a? See. You can raise your hand and ask your question directly, or you can put it in chat. Feel free to ask anything about applications or scholarships in Europe. We have reached, we have completed an hour on the session. So if no one has any questions, then we can close the workshop. But I'm just going to give you all a minute to, yeah, Mohini, go ahead.
Hi, this is a question for Kunal. So this year I'm planning to apply to Sionspor to the School of Management. So at the moment, I'm working on the letter of motivation. So, would you have any tips for what they're looking for exactly? Because I think letter of motivation is a bit ambiguous in the way it's phrased. So, is it more of like personal motivation, like why you want to do this or what you want to do going forward? So, what's the best approach? Is it like a 50-50 thing?
Yeah, what's the name of the course that you've applied to?
It's communication, media, and culture industries.
Got it. Okay. So for the motivation letter, what you just said about why you want to apply Nananan, that's generic advice and that's what they're aiming for. But the main thing for you is to take skill sets that you've learned in your CV, from your CV or your work and then apply them to make them understand why those skills motivate you to apply to this program at your school, right? So you need to help them understand how did your work so far, or how did your academics or the mix of the two help you to apply here and not anywhere else, right? And in these type of motivation letters, you can also have some space to differentiate between the course at Chanspo versus a similar course back home. And why do you choose to come here out of all places, right? So you need to do a back and forth here. Ki, I've learned XYZ skills and XYZ experiences which motivate me to apply here. And Chanspo can provide me with XYZ items in my career prospects in the future. So you need to have a slightly better understanding of of your industry in France, and how is the course well tailored for you to get trained enough to enter that sector, and what do you know already before to even come here and then settle into the courses, the syllabus and stuff like that. And at the same time, if in case you're planning for a gap year, then you should mention it, because then
Oh,
they will
okay.
understand your full career plan. I mean, it's
Okay.
an optional thing, because you maybe when you come here, you choose not to do the gap year. But if you're strongly feeling it that you would like to, then because people in the management school often take gap years. I mean, it's a thing.
Right. Okay.
So if you ever wish to take it, you can perhaps mention it. And if you want to work at some specific areas in your gap year and later on, then great to mention it. And for your scholarship letters, if they require another one, for that, of course, never copy paste your admissions letter, because your scholarship letter already presupposes that you've been offered an admission. So your scholarship letter needs to mention your actual need for aid, like why do you need that money, and you can quantify it also if you want to. So two separate documents like that for motivations. Write your story in a way in which they understand your need to come here versus not staying versus staying back home. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, so I'll just extend that a bit. So for the in-house scholarship, which is BOTME,
Mhm.
at the moment they are not asking for a separate document. They just there's a tick mark that okay, I would like to be considered for this, and that's about it. So I'm also a bit concerned about that because I don't have the opportunity to separately talk about the fact that why I should get the scholarship. So, do you think I should include that in the motivation letter, like a paragraph about it, or do I let it be and let the whole package speak for itself?
If you have space in your motivation letter to talk about it, then sure. I mean, if you have the option, then you can quantify numbers and provide a small statement of why you need that aid. So yeah, if boot me, what happens is you don't need another statement because your whole file for admissions is
Right.
sent to the boot me selection committee, right? So if you want, then I'd never mentioned it, but if you want to, you can add a specific paragraph if you have enough space. So don't overcrowd it.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
And yeah, if you wish to get some more advice on SOPs, then you can find me on LinkedIn, and then we can get on a call to discuss the SOP if you ever need help.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, welcome. Oh, Misbah, there are two more questions. I think they are directed at me. If I can take it.
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Okay, Sian's scholarship still open, so the deadlines, you need to check the deadlines. So I think for the October deadline, you would have been considered for the BootMe and the Eiffel at the same time, but that deadline has passed. So there is a November deadline, but for that deadline, you will only be considered for the BootMe scholarship, and you need to check the Charpak, the deadlines of Charpak. I'm not sure yet. So some of them could be open. BootMe is still open, so check that. Dhananjay, do we have any sample or guideline documents or scholarship letters? You'll find it online. I mean, honestly, don't read the sample. You should write your own thing. And the template or like tips for writing these letters are already provided in the admissions page of these universities. So you can just do a quick read, and you'll be able to write better. And you can connect with Project EduAccess as well to help you with tips on SOPs and CVs and so on. But I would suggest against samples, because these admission committees, they read thousands of applications every intake, so they can understand whether you've chat GPT'd it or if you've written it on your own. So I will say, do not uh, go for samples. Write your own thing. I think that's it. Yeah. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, Kunal. I'm just sending a bunch of links in chat for everyone to see. The first is the link for the Eiffel Scholarship session that we conducted with Kunal and another one of our mentors a while back. So you can have a look at that. But again, as Kunal said, the deadline is has passed for this scholarship. But if you are planning to apply next year, maybe you can have a look at that. We've also conducted a number of other sessions on university and scholarship applications. You can look at that on our YouTube page. I've sent a link there. A recording of this workshop will also be available on our YouTube channel, and it's in the same link. For those of you who wanted some guidance on drafting university and scholarship applications, at Project EduAccess, we have developed a fairly comprehensive set of guides on drafting your statement of purpose, person statements, you're drafting a CV, research proposal. So you can have a look at those guides. They might be helpful. These are all open access. And lastly, last year we conducted a number of sessions. So if you don't find some of them on our YouTube channel, you may find them on our resources page that I've also linked in chat. But we're also going to do more workshops on different scholarships and university applications in the coming weekends. And the information for that is going to be publicly available. I think that's about it. Again, I don't see any questions in chat except for the one on the recording. And as I said, we will upload a recording of this session on our YouTube channel that has already been linked in chat. I think that's about it. We've also, yeah, it's more than an hour, so it's a good time to end. Thank you so much, Kunal, Adil, and Seehan for taking the time out on a Sunday. Oh, always, just when I'm saying the thank yous. Is a 3-year undergrad and eligibility criteria for Europe scholarships? Perhaps each one of you can.
Yeah, in most cases they are fine with 3-year degrees. I think only for the US you have in some courses you have a 4-year criteria, but 3 years is fine for Europe. But again, check those courses. Mostly, yes.
Yeah. Adil, Seehan, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, for here, if you want to apply for the master's degree program, so in most of the courses, they required only 3 year undergraduation. Even you are applying for here in Hungary, like for the management program, or you are applying for the engineering management or in the petroleum, so they ask only for the 3 year degree program. They don't require 4 year degree, maybe in some cases, but I don't know till now. In my university and the rest of the university, mostly they prefer 3 year undergraduation. So you can apply for the Stipendium scholarship if you want to, and this is I think it's one of the convenient, and but it's very competitive because across India only like it's 75 seats is available. Yes,
Chile
some
as well. Europe, then Germany will be a little bit different. Germany, they need 4 years of a master undergrad program for your.
Sorry, Seehan. So I think you got unmuted halfway through your to what you were saying.
I was just telling the exception would be generally for Germany. Germany, they need 4 year masters for 4 year undergrad for a master application.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, Adil, you want to?
Yeah, it's just depend on the program, in which program you are applying.
Perfect. So, great. I also, since Germany came up, and I think someone had mentioned Germany before as well, we conducted a workshop on the DART scholarships yesterday, and it's a good way to sort of understand applications to study in Germany. And we will upload a recording of that workshop sometime in the coming week, so you can have a look at that as well. Um, and sort of clarify your doubts about applying and for scholarships and universities. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. Again, thank you so much, Adil, Kunal, and Seehan for speaking to everyone today and for sort of taking the time out on a Sunday. Thank you so much for everyone else who joined us today. Hope you have a nice rest of your Sunday. And yeah, for those of you who are celebrating, happy Diwali. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Seehan, Adil, and Kunal once again. Thank you. Bye. Take care.